Can we?
If you're confident with yourself and you're sure with no underarm stuff, moisture. All right, Tim's going into it. Tim did all the research today. I'm just going to be a talking head.
No, you know
a
what I'm
barking
talking
head.
about.
I'll be a barking
here.
head.
Okay,
I know.
Okay, but 2 notes on your side that you can
very.
chime in, because I'm going to be efficient today. I'm going to be doggone efficient.
Oh man, hang on.
I think I caught it. I think I caught the F-bomb.
You got a little hidden, peeking out F-bomb.
Peeking out F-bomb. So, last show you talked about Trump and what's happening in New York a bit and this and that, and it's really, I didn't quite wrap my head around all the legalese of it and everything, but I've drilled down on it more this last few days, and it's unbelievable. And it's like now all these prosecution witnesses that Bragg is bringing, it's like they might as well be testifying for the defense with what they're saying on the stand. It's fantastic.
Oh, I know, for sure, yeah.
I mean, it's just...
I don't, what are they, I'm just saying, the stuff I was talking about was how they filed the case and all the atrocities of the legal case that they're trying to present. But what are you talking about? What were they saying?
Well, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not going to get into it on this show because maybe we'll save that. But the point is that drilling down on that, it's just like, look at all of these nefarious dealings that happened
yeah. I mean, just the way they filed it. It was a federal case. Is that what we're talking about? That one?
The Fed said we don't need it. There's no crime here.
And so the Department of Justice did, the Department of Election officials or something said there's nothing here. And then that's what you're talking about. I thought you were talking about a couple episodes back where I was talking about the file. Oh yeah, when he wrote the book, and that's why Bragg's doing it, bringing it to court. There's so many freaking Trump cases. You can't keep them in order. The Bragg case, where the only reason he filed it,
I'm sorry, I'm talking about the hush money case.
Which is the Bragg case.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what right. And the only reason he even brought it to court was to save face because his assistant DA wrote a book and said he's a weak ass. So that's why all these people, Department of Justice, Department of Elections, who is the head of they all said no, we don't want to take this case because there's nothing there.
There's nothing there, and he didn't break any laws. The point is that. Drill down on it, people, because it's like amazing. It's just like, wow, this is a total miscarriage of justice. And you know how I feel about Trump. And it's like, this is ridiculous.
Tim hates him.
If a citizen can be
I don't hate him. I just hate his mean tweets. But the mushroom cloud in the background that's going to be in 6 months is fine because we don't have mean tweets.
I've been keeping an eye on his tweets like he told me to.
And?
I haven't seen, well, I just kind of read the news to see if something popped up. I know, you get so excited about it. Okay, right. I saw this interesting article that came out, and it kind of goes hand in glove with what we're seeing lately on the campuses and everything, which still have not really abated, although people are trying now to clear out these encampments and whatnot. And that is the title, it's the case, American universities are on a death spiral and we should kind of help them along. And what we're talking about is federal funding for universities and colleges and that kind of thing. And I didn't really know too much about it. You said
I don't either. I mean, I'm sorry to interrupt, but
okay.
how we give? I didn't know we gave them so much when they have those endowments that from all their alumni.
That's right.
Why are we giving them any money?
Well, that agrees. I mean, I agree with that. I mean, Harvard's endowment alone is north of $50 billion. I'm glad you brought that out. Combined $270 billion in endowment assets at kind of like the major universities in the country, as far as like the Ivy League and that kind of stuff.
Almost grabbed the F-bomb on that one.
So it's just kind of really compelling that A, they don't really need the money, and B, what this article was saying, what this author said, Garfield said, the case for public funding of universities is straightforward. By investing in the human capital of the bright young minds, we stand to collectively benefit as a society. And what I'm seeing these days is like, I don't feel like we're really collectively benefiting.
A more abominable statement than that?
Well, it's just like you guys, it's like what the teachers and the professors are installing as far as,
a better society?
Into these children today.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's not. It doesn't seem like to me.
I think you should go into Socrates, right?
Huh?
I think you should go into Socrates.
You think I should go into Socrates right now?
Well, I don't know,
well, there's a funny
jacking
thing
them all up.
because this was actually in the article where Socrates was dragged before the Plato, actually. Well, Socrates stood trial for corrupting the youth of Athens, and he was saying, "I'm not corrupting the youth of Athens. I'm bettering, basically the society and the citizenry, and he should be getting free meals out of it."
Just the parallels are phenomenal.
And so that was always the kind of the philosophy between federal funding of universities, I think, is because the idea is it's going to raise all of us up because we're going to.
That's a good point.
Raise, smart,
productive kids.
Smart, productive kids that are going to be running this country, the next generation, that kind of thing. And now you read these things.
Now you're scared to shit that they're going to be running it.
Now you're kind of afraid because you have Columbia Law School students the editors of a journal, of a Columbia Law Journal. Anyway, they said that they wanted to push off the finals because they can't handle this, right? Because they saw everyone being hauled off and this kind of thing. And it's just what they care about now, and their sensitivities to it all are just mind blowing. It's like they're not.
Well, you go ahead.
And they can't even kind of like defend their own arguments. And these are the lawyers.
That's the problem, right? They can't. There's just no intelligent discourse. There's nothing.
These are future lawyers that are going to be running this country.
They cannot critically think.
That's right. And not only that, but if you resist them or hold them accountable in any way, shape, or form, then they freaking crumble. They absolutely crumble.
Then they start ad hominem attacks. That's all they do.
We believe that canceling exams would be a proportionate response to the level of distress our peers have been feeling. And it's just like, oh, you poor things. And it's like the students now that are in Princeton, and they can only use umbrellas because they can't.
Do you think they would have survived if they had to use an outhouse in the prairie?
In the prairie, a prairie outhouse?
Do you think they'd even survive a year?
I think it's just, you live in a sod house through the Dust Bowl era. No, of course not. I mean, but frankly, dude, none of us. Let's be honest, And I think that.
Yeah, you could. I would.
Well, we could. I suppose we could all survive, certainly.
I would hate it. I would have that thing spick and span, boy. It'd be the cleanest outhouse on the freaking plane.
But the point of the story is that George had me jump into, Plato and Socrates and that kind of thing. But what they're talking about is like, I didn't know this went all the way back to December, right after the grilling of the university presidents, UPenn, MIT, and Columbia. And it's like, and so it refreshed my memory about it because there were some ideas brought up, like bills to tax the endowment tax on these universities. Like, for example, a 6% tax would generate $16 billion.
But that's right now they get paid. I read your TPT.
Okay.
There's 1.4% they get taxed now.
Yeah. But if it was 6%,
it's huge.
It would enough cash to pay for funding the border wall and for Israel, for example. Anyway, it's just
my opinion is I don't really mind a small tax on endowments. I mean, I think those would be okay with me to be untaxed. Just don't give them any frickin' money.
Well, what is it right now? It's $149 billion a year. Or something.
If you look at what the total deficit is, or the total debt is,
right.
I mean, it's really a pittance compared to that. But we're supposed to bring those trillions down, and then it's a substantial amount.
Well, it's not. That's why we have inflation.
When people look at hundreds of billions of dollars, it's just not that much anymore.
It's shocking, right? When you look at that,
it blows my mind. It's like, we have to put. I'm going to put on the screen right now about if you do a $1 in years, it's like, I don't know what it is. It's like $1 equals $1, $10 is $10. But like, it's like when $1 trillion, when you do 1 year, is like 7 million centuries or something compared to 1 decade. It's just
you're doing that equation time
versus dollars, and then people realize how much money that actually is.
Yeah.
Because just saying it, you don't think, it's $1 trillion. We're not in trouble.
Right.
Oh,
well, a trillion is 1,000 billion,
and
a billion is 1,000 million.
And even saying that, you don't really realize it.
Right.
But that
doesn't sink.
Anyway, I got to show it. I can't even equate it.
You can't even
my mind is
verbalize
just
it.
exploding.
Okay, but I do want to mention something because I do like to play
I almost
both
went on with
sides,
that
and a
one,
lot
too.
of this investment from the federal
Both
government
sides,
goes into the STEM
you
fields,
go.
and the STEM fields are very important. You know, science, technology, engineering, medicine.
The what fields?
STEM fields.
STEM fields, right.
Very important,
Science,
and
technology,
to have
right.
federal funds that are helping to do, because these are solving a lot of our issues today. Are you raising your hand? Is you in the back? What?
You in the back, teacher. Go ahead. I don't want to lose this
because the
thought.
point is that what he's saying is that we don't want to stop funding necessarily because we want to keep supporting the STEM
100%.
industries. But by giving all of this money to them, they have all of this money where, sure, they have STEM support, but then they can also do all these other studies like, he says something kind of funny. Revoking the funding would force universities to prioritize. Do we jettison physics and biology or lesbian dance theory and jihad studies? And I think that he kind of touched it right there
quite
because
funny.
these people with these degrees that they offer now,
They're
and that kind of thing,
unhireable.
blah, 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 blah.
Okay, my hand was raised because do you know what the most caller? Hello. Do you know what the largest? What do they call it? That when they ask kids what they want to be when they grow up, they used to be astronauts. They used to be this, and now they're asking kids. You know what? Like the largest percentage of 75% of kids want to be. I'm sure you can guess it.
Social programmer.
Social influencer. And that's what they want to go to school for.
Oh, stop it! Not to university.
Just no at the university. I mean, that's the university's migrating over to that. I mean, and that's where everybody gets their news. That's where I get my news too, though. So I can't complain.
Well, they have all of it. Here's the thing.
Now that it's not as censored because we have a couple of brave individuals that will allow free thought and dissenting opinion.
I think dissenting opinion is important, but
It is mandatory.
it's mandatory, man. But the point
It's heard of.
is that.
Sorry.
This all percolated to the top because of what happened after October 7th and the anti-Jewish thing that's happening on the
Anti-Semitism.
Anti-Semitism. That's a lot of syllables. That is happening, and I don't mean to make light of it because it's horrific.
Absolutely not.
It's freaking horrific, man. It's like, and I almost.
It's unconscionable.
And that's why it's like I don't want to talk about it every time, but it's like I want to talk about it every time, but I don't want to talk about it every time because it's like, my God, it's still going on. These people are so stupid.
And you can't talk about it without folding in the hypocrisy of it all.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
well, you fold. Okay. Okay.
So
So
I'm not saying F at all. I'm saying I'm doing all the FR words. Frick, fruckity, frack, and a frack.
okay, that's good. That's good.
bad.
Frack is good. But interestingly enough,
Fracking is
this
good.
is when it all percolated, and now it's ongoing, and it's like, and I gotta say, it's like, don't forget, this is your money that the federal government says, we're taking this, and we're gonna give this over to these universities.
People don't realize that. People just think it's free.
And they think the government like has lemonade stands or something, or
Well,
they have
just
a
keep
garage
printing
sale.
money, which
It's like,
causes all your goods to go up in price.
And so the point is that this is what they're supporting, and all of these crazy studies and categories of degrees that they have now are just like, why are we supporting all that? I understand we want to support STEM,
Of course.
know,
Science, technology, energy, and medicine.
enginening.
Engineering and
I
medicine.
think you said energy. Yeah,
I did
right.
say
So
energy.
whatever. All right. Well, that's my little rant for today, and I'm sorry.
No, it's a good. That's an important thing. And I mean, did you really say what Socrates said? Finished out? Did you finish that quote?
I
That's a
think so.
great.
I don't know.
quote.
Things got heated
great.
quickly.
I was telling Tim, oh my God, you're going to bring Socrates in here? How ostentatious is that? But then I looked at it, and it's a really good quote.
Plato argues on Socrates' behalf, who, of course, we know had to drink hemlock and kill himself. By educating the citizenry, Socrates was performing a vital societal function, and this is the presupposition on which the public modern university is based. It is this presupposition. Sorry, I misspoke. So that's the whole point with the federal.
That you're funding them to ruin your society.
Yeah, circling back, and now it's like you realize that, well, it's not really bettering society all that much. Now
It's
now,
destroying
granted,
it. What did he drink again?
wouldn't
Back
say
to
this-
what did he drink?
Hemlock.
That's a great band name.
It is a good band name.
Welcome, we're Hemlock.
So was Buckshot, though. That was a good band.
You liked it? I like Two Drink Minimum with the best band.
We should play. Do you have rights to your music? Because we should play some. Anyway, the point is that that's it on that. But we're not. And granted, I want to really kind of mention that this is
tighten it up.
Tighten that.
Button that thing down.
This is about a smaller percentage of people that are the ones that are protesting on campuses, and they all follow TikTok and want to get involved, and they don't know what they're doing, and they cosplay out there and dress up, and to them it's a fun game. It's like going to a kegger, when we were in college.
Same people that orchestrated and organized BLM riots, Antifa riots. The same fucking people are in charge of this whole thing.
That's
just
right.
So nonchalant. Put it over here.
Just casually. Well, there it is.
Because it's like follow the money. Politico just did an article about where the money is. I wanted to talk about it, but I didn't get a chance to read it.
Let's save that one though, because that is a good subject to follow the money. Okay, so to button up though,
and that's why Biden's is doing nothing. Sorry,
he's
doing just middle of the road because he wants to take the money. They're his biggest donors, but he can't, so he can't. It's just a vicious cycle that is happening, and it's just unbelievable.
Well,
go ahead, Tim.
Supposedly, he's going to come out and give a speech here today or tomorrow or something. I don't know when, but anyway, what I want to touch on too
is this your button up?
Yeah, on the last show.
Don't we do button ups after together, or no? You do button up.
Yeah, well, this is a conversation.
Conversation.
Let's converse. It's a conversation.
My dentures are coming out.
Because you mentioned last show that 41% of the people in this country feel like there's going to be a civil war, which is
you went, what a crazy thought.
I'm like, there's no way, man. Come on, let's
I even propagated it.
You sure did. You're egging people on. But let's get control over ourselves, over our senses, over our reasonableness, our social decorum,
let's
whatever.
Stroke our furry pillows.
But what's
that's just me.
I don't know about I don't know what I saw.
That's like you, the naked maid thing.
So anyway, this guy comes out, Gad sad. I don't follow. I'm not even on Twitter.
You almost picked my nose right there.
So he says some imbeciles are questioning the scope of this prediction. So let me be clearer. Civil war is coming to the West, and Elon Musk can't stay away from this kind of thing, of course. And he says 100% probability. 100%, he says.
I know.
He cracks me up sometimes. It's just like he just goes out there and bang, there it is. It's kind of funny. I personally don't think it's going to happen. Of course, I mean, I'm praying that it doesn't happen. Literally.
Me too. So, I think that real quickly on that is like, it will not happen if Joe Biden gets elected again. I'm thinking the probability skyrockets. I mean, because they look. Could you imagine another 4 years? How far he's disintegrated society in his first 4 years, and how unsafe we are. How the world is so much more volatile. How on every freaking facet of the globe is worse for us, our citizenship.
Well,
that's a pretty huge statement.
It's a pretty broad, pretty general.
Pretty general. We're supposed to try to avoid those, aren't we?
But the reality is that we talked about this before, about all of the major issues that people are, they don't call it Bidenomics anymore.
How can you vote for the guy?
They don't call it Bidenomics anymore because now it's got a bad rap, and they were bragging about it a year and a half ago.
Go to Bidenomics.com.
They want to call it Bidenomics. But anyway, so the point is that they still try and put this front up, about yada, yada, yada. So anyway, that's it. We don't have to drill down that. But I'm literally praying that it doesn't come to any kind of like
Civil
war, some crazy thing like that, because I, for one, am clearly not prepared.
Well, everybody says, okay.
I have no canned goods.
Well, I do. I got 20. I got.
You got a little kit?
6 months of dehydrated food that I can last for 6 months.
What?
Yeah, I got to get my water bottle. So I don't have a water bottle, so it could be. But I mean, you can just buy I need to get a desalination or whatever, a water purifier. Yeah. Then I'll be fine. Then we'll be able to survive a little bit. But I mean, I don't have a firearm or anything yet.
Yeah, I understand.
And that's the thing. Bring on. Guess who do you think's on the Civil War? I mean, all right, 80% of the guns are owned by conservatives. I bet you anything.
Why?
That's a rough throw up. That's a dart.
Okay, hang on, but you would be surprised, I think,
know,
and
for
I would
sure.
like to find out that fact. But let's button
A couple
this
of my
up.
liberal friends just bought firearms, as a matter of fact, because of what is happening since Joe Biden's been president.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, because look at society, look at the law. It's all Democrat policy that's doing the whole thing.
Yeah, I think we have a gallon jug of distilled water under the stairs.
1 gallon?
That's all we have.
1 gallon.
Well, and the wife is always like, dude, we got to get this together. You said you're going to handle this. I'm like, well, is it really going to handle, honey, is it?
The wife says that to you, you say it to the wife.
She said to me.
Oh.
She wants a go bag, and she wants, this stuff. And I'm like, ugh.
I went as far as to price the 5-gallon glass jugs because I don't like the plastic sitting in plastic for a long time.
Dude.
I know. I have become.
Yeah,
I have become.
Yeah, you have become.
And but they're $40 or something.
Yeah.
And, oh my God, that's
Right.
too much money.
Okay, but again, if you know of any cool jumpsuits, or we don't call them jumpsuits, right? Coveralls. You don't like jumpsuits.
Coveralls, overalls. No, overalls have the straps.
I think coveralls is
Yeah, this
cover
is
everything.
basically a coverall. Mechanic suits, whatever.
I like to call them unitards.
There's just not enough lycra. not enough lycra to be a unitard, Tim.
All right, have a super day. Be kind to one another, and
Unitards for the retards.
be patient with one another, and all that. Right,
I
George?
can't say that anymore, can I?
Well, but you did.
I know, because it's actually a word, it's actually used, and there was no malice intent when I said it.
Okay. We're out. We're done.
Against those less fortunate. We are done. Cut. Flatline.